Well, another day, ladies and gentlemen, in this Labour government. Up and down the country, police are investigating British nationals and trying to arrest people for social media posts, all while pandering to the lefties and migrants causing trouble. As always, if you turn on the news, it will be told to you that it's just British nationals taking part in violent protests. This week, we have shared countless of videos of armed Islamic gangs walking the streets of the United Kingdom trying to cause trouble. Today is no different. We will share more clips, all while exposing the British policing system and show you once again why two-tier policing is ongoing in this once great country. Before we get into it, please hit the like and subscribe button and join our community. In our first clip, we have some videos of Islamic protests just to remind you it isn't just British nationals. Now, a big topic this week has been about two-tier policing, which the government have refuted. However, we have seen a video of an Islamic protest which has pictured the police serving them tea and coffee. Just a reminder, British nationals are being remanded and made out to be evil, while some of these protests have been violent, but the police are protecting them. This follows on from the video we shared a couple of days ago, which seen a police officer tell Islamic protesters to stash their weapons in the mosque to avoid arrest. This is a reminder of what happened. The video circulating on TikTok of a police officer addressing a large crowd of Muslim men outside the Darul Falah Mosque near Stoke-on-Trent, where the officer tells rioters to stash weapons in the mosque to avoid arrest. Instead of arranging a search of the group to see if any had committed the offence of possession of an offensive weapon in public, for which they could be arrested and charged, the officer appeared to give them an amnesty. Speaking through a loudspeaker, he is heard to say, "If there is any weapons or anything like that, then what I would do is discard them at the mosque. Don't give anybody any reason to have any interaction with police, so if there is any weapons, get rid of them, and we won't have to arrest anyone." Now, this doesn't surprise me, as we have seen our police pander to their wants and needs. Heck, check this clip of a senior police constable having monthly meetings with senior leaders of their community to make sure everything is all okay.
My name is Phil Hutchinson and I am the Superintendent for Greater Manchester Police based in Oldham. Obviously echo everything that the leader, Rouge, has said. Firstly, thank you very much for inviting us and arranging the meeting. It's the inaugural meeting. We're having these now bi-monthly, so in respect to what Rouge has mentioned about some increased tension, obviously there are a number of issues going on nationally and within Greater Manchester. We're engaging with all communities, and Greater Manchester Police and UK policing will continue to deal with perpetrators and people who are committing crime.
The widespread claims that Britain has a problem with two-tier policing have clearly touched a nerve with the establishment. Earlier this week, when a Sky News reporter asked Mark Rowley, Britain's most senior police officer, if he would end two-tier policing, Rowley grabbed the mic from the journalist's hand and dropped it on the ground. He later issued a statement claiming that it is complete nonsense that police would treat anyone differently according to their race, religion, or political leanings. "I dare say Sir Mark doth protest too much. The media have also declared in unison that there is no bias to be found in our police. Almost every major media outlet has carried an article purporting to fact-check and debunk the claims around two-tier policing. The Times ran with two-tier policing, the claims fact-checked." How has the two-tier policing myth become widespread, asks The Guardian. What is two-tier policing? Nigel Farage and Elon Musk's claims debunked, announces an independent headline. That two-tier policing is a myth, invented and spread by the far right no less, is simply taken as a given. This is a bit strange, no? In some cases, The very same outlets that until now have been running near weekly articles on how the police are institutionally or structurally racist, riddled with some ism or phobia, proclaim that any suggestion of unfairness in policing is preposterous. Apparently, if you dare to use the words two-tier policing or two-tier Keir, then you have probably fallen under the malign sway of Tommy Robinson. After just 5 weeks in the job, Keir Starmer's favourability ratings have now returned to the level he experienced prior to the general election. Following a week of rioting and unrest, a situation the public tend to think Starmer has handled badly, 53% of Britons say they have an unfavourable view of the new Prime Minister, up 4 points, compared to 37% with a favourable view, down 3, giving a net favourability score of 16. Immediately prior to the election, Starmer's net favourability rating had stood at 18, before rapidly rising to 3 after his party's landslide victory, with 44% of Britons having a positive view of the new PM and 47% a negative one. Starmer's high watermark came 2 weeks in, when his net rating reached neutral territory, +0, with 44% apiece having favourable and unfavourable opinions of the Labour leader. The latest results represent a second successive decrease in popularity since that point, with a survey last week showing that Starmer had returned to net negativity at 9. You sent these results stand in marked contrast to Tony Blair's approval ratings as Prime Minister, which remained consistently above his pre-election figure for 2 years after his landslide win in 1997, according to Ipsos figures from the time. While the vast majority of 2024 Labour voters still have a favourable opinion of Starmer, 76%, this is the lowest score to date, having fallen from a high of 87% immediately following the election. I think I speak for the majority of British people and say that we all just want to treat it fairly and equal. Ultimately, it's clear to see that it isn't the case at this moment in time. What are your thoughts on the current state of the UK, and do you think that there is two-tier policing going on? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.